The time is 10 o'clock. Here is the national news. First, the top stories. Ogun State offers to enjoy pay rise from October, says Governor Amosu. House of Reps calls for state of emergency to fight kidnappers. Intending couples to undergo compulsory HIV test in Jigawa State. Top officials affected in massive shakeup at Federal Aviation Authority. Good morning, I am Ahimerio Oaikhenan, bringing you the news in detail shortly. And now the news in detail. Top traditional rulers in Ogun State are to enjoy pay rise as from this month. The paramount rulers, including the Olu of Ilaru, Oba Kehinde Olugbinle, the Alake of Egbaland, Oba Aremu Gbadebo, and the Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Sikiru Adetono, made the demand at a meeting with Governor Ibikunle Amosu at the governor's office, Okemoson, Abeokuta. Governor Amosu, who made this known at the inauguration of the new chairman of the Ogun State Oba Council, Oba Kehinde Olugbinle, the Olu of Ilaru, said the demand was made before the Wednesday inauguration of the new Oba Council. The governor also said the monarchs demanded forecasts for the traditional rulers. Amosu said the state government would begin the payment of the pay rise this month, along with 2 months out of the backlog of salaries of the traditional rulers. In the separate request, the traditional rulers asked the state government to complete the rehabilitation of roads in the state and utilize the 7,000 hectares of lands acquired by the Old Western State and Odua group of companies at Imeko and Ijebu-Ife. They also asked the state government to obtain the consent of traditional rulers before allocating land to any company and investor in their domain. Inaugurating the paramount ruler of Yewaland, Oba Kehinde Olugbinle, as the new chairman of the State Council of Obas, the governor asked traditional rulers to cooperate with investors seeking to establish companies in the state and support the chairman of the local government and local council development areas. Expressing concern over the level of impunity by the land grabbers, Amoso asked traditional rulers not to plead for any of them arrested when they are being prosecuted under the proposed law. Amoso also asked traditional rulers to intervene in the 21-day ultimatum issued by the civil servant for the payment of the deduction from the salaries as well as pensions and gratuities arrears. Nigeria Customs Service has arrested 3 suspects for allegedly smuggling imported rice in 37 vehicles across the Nigeria's border into Ogun State from Benin Republic. Ogun State Customs Deputy Controller General in charge of enforcement, Mohammed Gagiyo, who made this known to newsmen at the Idiroko border, names the suspects as Olowe Oluwabumi, Bibilari Olaniyi, and Rashid Abiola. He said customs personnel on surveillance patrol intercepted the smuggled rice-laden vehicles along Ikpokia, Idiroko, Owode, Alari, and Ifonyi-Tedo in the Yewa axis of the state. He said all the suspects on sighting customs patrol abandoned the vehicles and escaped. Those arrested, the deputy controller said, were in the custody and would soon be charged to court. House of Representatives has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to declare a state of emergency to effectively tackle the rising level of kidnapping in the country. The House made the call following a motion by Babatunde Kolawole, who said that Nigeria in 2014 occupied the 5th position on the list of world's kidnap hotspots. It asked Buhari to convene a summit on security to develop an effective response to kidnapping incident. The House said those to be invited to the summit would include the security agencies, GSM providers, and the relevant committees of the National Assembly. The presidency was also asked to make provision in the proposed 2017 budget for the procurement of sophisticated equipment for tracking kidnappers. Imo State government is to observe about 1,000 repentant militants in the state. The militants from the Ohaji, Egbema, and Oguta local government areas recently renounced militancy and surrendered their arms to Governor Rochas Okorocha at a ceremony in Owerri. Deputy Chief of Staff to the Governor, Kingsley Uju, said the absorption of the former militant into the state civil service would give them a new beginning. Okorocha had granted militants who renounced militancy and openly surrendered their weapons a state pardon and promised to integrate them into the society. Bomb has exploded on the outskirts of Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, leaving 8 people killed and 15 injured. The explosion occurred Wednesday morning at the Muna car park along Gambaro Road on the outskirts of the city. Spokesman of the National Emergency Agency, NEMA, Anthony Sidi, gave the casualty figure in the explosion caused by the detonation of an improvised explosive device, IED. Police, however, said only 5 died in the explosion. Spokesman of the State Police Command, Victor Isiku, said 2 commercial vehicles were involved in the explosion and that a female passenger who detonated the explosive boarded one of the vehicles. Isiku said the female bomber and 4 other persons in one of the vehicles died, while 5 occupants in a vehicle close by sustained various degrees of injury. Nigerian Navy has begun deployment of personnel and logistics to its newly established base in the Lake Chad Basin to contain insurgency and other criminal elements. Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibok made this known in Abuja at the inauguration of the 2016 Chief of Naval Staff Strategic Directorate at the Naval Headquarters. He said the base would be used to protect Nigeria's territorial interest in the Lake Chad Basin. Ete Ibok said the deployment of the naval personnel and logistics began last month. You are still listening to the national news from Rockcity 101.9 FM. Up next, we bring you business and sport news. Please stay with us. And now in business. There has been a massive shakeup at the Federal Aviation Authority of Nigeria, with several of its top officials either sacked or demoted in a move to reduce the high cost of running the agency. Those affected in the shakeup included 22 directors and general managers. Aviation Minister of State Hadi Sirika had earlier complained that the agency had an overbloated workforce, after which a presidential committee was set up to look into the manpower of the agency. Some of the affected general managers were demoted from salary grade levels 16 and 17 to levels 10, 12, and 14, while most of the directors were sacked. Air Transport Service Senior Staff Association of Nigeria had alleged that some of the management staff were recruited between 2012 and 2013 after ending the National Youth Corps service between 2008 and 2010. Finally, in the national news, sport news. Sports Minister has accused Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) of planlessness, poor management, and lacking goodwill. Solomon Dalong had to step in and ensure the government released 100 million naira for the country to honor last weekend's World Cup qualifier in Zambia after the NFF claimed they did not have the cash to do so. The minister was most critical about what he described as NFF's fire brigade approach. The top government official is equally disturbed that NFF, led by Amajo Pinnick, does not have the goodwill to overcome some of their challenges. Dalong said that it meant something was basically wrong if NFF, founded in 1945, had no goodwill. Algeria Football Federation President Mohamed Rao has disclosed a replacement for coach Milovan Rajevac will be in place before next year's AFCON. Rajevac quit his post Tuesday after a dressing room revolt soon after a 1-1 draw with Cameroon at home in a World Cup qualifier on Sunday night. Nabil Nagiz and Yazid Monsari are expected to be in temporary charge of the team for next month's trip to Nigeria. Former Niger and Olympic Marseille coach Roland Courbis is one of the coaches already linked with a vacant post. That was the national news, and just before we go, the major stories once again. Ogun State offers to enjoy pay rise from October, says Governor Amosun. House of Representatives called for state of emergency to fight kidnappers. Intending couples to undergo compulsory HIV test in Jigawa State. And also reported was top officials affected in massive shakeup at Federal Aviation Authority. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com. Thank you so much for listening. I am Oaikhenan. Good morning.